So this question is about capital rationing. So capital rationing is about when you have like different types of projects and you have limited amount of capital, how we are going to allocate the limited amount of capital to the project. So how we are going to do that. So this is a very kind of nice question, okay, to work out. It's also a simple, straightforward question, and you can easily do it. So we'll start working with this. First, we'll read the required, then we'll move on to the sum. So if you see the required, there are actually three required here. So one by one we'll solve them and then get the answer. So the companies advise a company in each of the following circumstances. The company's cost of capital has been calculated as 15%. Cash is freely available and all projects are independent and divisible. Okay, so cash is like freely available and all projects are independent and divisible. Divisible means you can even take a part of the project. So you can invest in 10%, 5%, 50% like that also. Prepare calculations showing which project should be accepted. Okay, so we'll start. So if projects are divisible, okay, if projects are divisible, then use PI method. So what is PI method? So PI method is called as profitability index method. Okay, so the profitability index method formula is present value of cash inflow divided by present value of cash outflow, right? You can also work out in this manner. Some books or in some ways you can also work out in this way. NPV by PV of cash flow. So if you're going to use this formula, select projects more than one. Okay, more than one. Here if you want to do, it's going to be select projects which are positive, right? So I think it is similar here, but the only thing is it should be here more than one. Okay, so 1.1 like that also you can select. But if you take here, it can be more than 0. Okay, it can be more than 0 you can take. So if I think you can also put like this, select projects more than 0, that would be work well. Okay, so you can select even 0.1, 0.5, 0.8 also you can select, but you can't select negative. Okay, so that's the only difference between the two formulas. So however the question gives, you can still work out and get the answer. So the concept is get the answer as quickly as possible. So that's about the concept here. So we'll read the question from here, so we'll get an idea. After paying $15,000 for a preliminary investigation, the costing department of Sticky Fingers Co. was able to calculate the cash flows for the following investment projects. So net cash flows are project A, B, C, D, E. They have T0 immediately. This is the capital investment they have to make, and these are the cash inflows. Okay, cash inflows. But A and B seems to be having a cash outflow even in year one. Okay, even project D has like that. That's not a problem as long as the NPV is positive. These are like good projects. So to find out an answer appropriate for our formulas, we first have to work out the NPV, because NPV is not given. You have only just taken up the appointment of financial analyst. The cash flows from the various projects as shown above have been given to you with a memorandum from the managing director outlining your first task. So our first task is requirement. Okay, so we have got all our numbers here. So we just have to find out the NPV. So what we'll do is we'll do the discount factor. So discount factor at, it was, I think it was 15%. So it was 15%. So it's going to be 1 previous number divided by 1.15. So take the numbers for all the 4 years. Done. So we can work out the the DCF, discounted cash flow. We can easily work out. So how do we work out? So again, we'll take these projects, right? We will multiply the cash flow here into the discount factor here. Okay, we'll multiply that. So let's get the answer, or else rather than multiplying it like that, we'll put it directly. So 0.869 into 0.756 0.657 into 0.571. Okay, so if you see, this number gives the NPV, right? It gives the NPV for these projects. So you can simply add right, you can simply add that. So we'll get for the next one, we'll just copy from the previous line, we'll just copy it and just see how it works. So it's going to be 2000 into 1, that's correct, into 869, that's correct, into 756, that's correct, into 0.675, that's correct, 571, that's also correct. So let's get the answer. Answer is 2091. So similarly, we can actually copy the entire sentence like that, and we can just paste it for all the numbers. So if you want to check, we'll check here. So for E, we'll check. E, this number would be like multiplication of 1600 into 1. Correct. This is 500 into 0.869. Correct. We'll check this number. 2300 into 0.571. That's correct. Is it pulling the right numbers? It's correct. Okay. So whether it's going to be an accept or reject, see, as it is a negative number here itself, as it's a negative NPV, okay, we can directly reject it. So if it's a positive NPV, we can then only accept it. Okay, so we can say that only these projects are accepted. Okay, only B, C and E are accepted. So the company can invest in all 3 projects, comma, B, comma, C, comma, E. Okay, so that is what they are asking. Okay, see, the cash is freely available, so we don't need to allocate it based upon some other method. Okay, so that's about the logic here. So they have unlimited funding. Okay, so we can also put like this: as the company has unlimited capital, it can invest in all 3 projects. So that's about requirement A. We'll move on to requirement B. right? So requirement B is going to be the amount of cash available for investment at a time 0 has been limited to 3 million. Okay, so the total availability of capital is 3 million, right? So we can put it like this: available capital equals to 3 million required capital for BCE would be 1500. Sorry, that's for A. B is 2000 plus 1750 for C, and E is 1600. So let's see whether the required capital is lower or higher. See, as the required capital is 5350 and what is like available is 3000, we have to use a PI method. Okay, so assuming okay, assuming the projects are independent and divisible, we can use PI method, right? We can use that method. So we shall start with PI method. So any of the formula we could use, we'll use this formula. We will use this formula. It's quite easier also. So we'll find out for B, C and E. Okay, these numbers we have to find out. We have to find out the NPV we need. Okay, initial investment we need, and we also need the PI. Okay, PI. So these are the NPV. B has an NPV of 2091, C has an NPV of 1006, and D is rejected, and C has this NPV. So let's get the initial investment. Initial investment would be so we got the numbers, yes. So we can remove the minus symbol. We don't need the minus symbol. So let's get the PI. PI is nothing but this is the numerator. This is the denominator. So we got the number. Okay. So the higher the PI, it's better. So as per that, we have to rank it. So if we rank, this will be number 1. This is 2. This is 3. So we have to invest in that manner only. So we'll put another table. Investment as per PI rank. So how much can we invest? That's a question. So the ranks are going to be like this. So how much can we invest? That's a question here. So totally we have 3000, right? We have 3000 as funding. So we can actually put it like this: 1, 2 and 3. So investment that we can make is, for B we can make 2000, right? For E we cannot make the full 1600. Okay, we can only put 1000, right? Because with that itself the total investment will become over, so that will become 3000. So 3000 is our available capital, right? So 3000 is our available capital and it's all over. So what will be the NPV that we'll get? See, the NPV that we'll get is, we'll get full, see, so we can put it here, percentage of investment. So if you see, we can put 100% of the money in B project, so we'll get the entire NPV we'll get, right? So if you put, it would be like this: 100% of 2091 NPV will get. If we are going to put it in E, we can't put the total amount. So in E we can put only how much? We can invest only 1000, but total it requires 1600. So into 100, so this will give us the investment percentage. This will give us the investment percentage. So this gives us 62.5%. Okay, so we can just put it like that: 62.5%. So this percentage of NPV only we can get, right? We can't get the entire a lot of amount. We can only get 62.5 NPV only we can get. So how much is the NPV we usually get from E? We get 1269.6 into 62.5%. That is what we could get from this. Okay, so if you want, we'll put another line for computing purpose, right? So this we'll put just as a working note. So here we can put it as 2091 into 100% of NPV we can put, but here we can't put that much. We can only put 62.5%. So how much we'll get? So our total NPV will be this number, right? So the percentage of investment in C will be 0%, right? So that's about here. Okay, just 1 second. We can invest. Okay, sorry. This is 1000. E is 1600, right? So hope you guys got the idea here. So we can't like create a beautiful table here, but we can get the idea here. The idea I'll just repeat it. So we have to first find out whether we have available capital. Available capital is 3000, required capital is 5350. So we cannot invest in all the good projects. So we use the NPV by PV method, PV of cash flow outflow method. If it's more than 0, we can invest. So B, C, E, for all the three things, NPV by initial investment, we got it. So finally we got an indicator of This is the indicator. Based upon the indicator, B is the first one, E is the second one, C is the third one. So the ranking is going to be BEC. So it's 1, 2, 3. So investment of 2000 we can fully make in B, and we'll get the full NPV. In investment, the balance investment is 1000 we could make, and that we can make in the second rank of 1600 E. So 1600 we can only put 1000. So that means only 62.5% we can put. As we can invest only 62.5%, the NPV also we can only get 62.5%. Okay, why we can get that is because it is divisible. Okay, as it's a divisible project, we can invest in any proportion that we want. So we'll get this as the NPV. So to the another requirement, the other requirement is D. So we do not have the C requirement. So there's no C requirement. So we'll only do this. It says the situation is as in part B, okay, except that now all projects are independent but indivisible. Okay, so that is the problem. So we can put like this: as the projects are independent but indivisible, we have to use trial and error method, right? That is what we have to do. So trial and method is very simple. So we will just get the NPV table, the project NPV table. Okay, with the investment we'll get it. So here, what are the combinations of projects you can do? So combinations of project subject to, what is the total capital? 3.5 million. Okay, this time it becomes 3.5 million. 3. Okay, so we'll try to find out the combination of projects. So what are the combinations we can have? See, the combinations are, you can either take it 100% or no. Okay, that's how it works. Okay, so a trial and error refers to either 100%, sorry, indivisible means 100% or no. That's how it works. So the combination you can have is B, C, E, you can put individually, or you can combine any of them. But if you combine B and E, okay, that crosses the 3.5 million, right? That crosses 3600. If you put B and C, that also crosses the initial investment, because that comes to 3050. If you put C and D, okay, C plus E, if you put, that seems to be a good combination, because we can put it like this. $1,750. Let's see whether we can add them. 1,600. Comes to 3,350. So the available capital itself is 3,500, right? Available capital is 3,500. So you can choose any of these. Okay, so as B and C can be combined, okay, B and C can be combined, it's better that you avoid the C and E combined. When as you can combine C and D, you don't need to combine individually, you don't need to select C and D. Okay, so let's see the NPV for these. We'll get an idea. The NPV for these would be these numbers, and for C plus E project it would be 1,006 plus 1269, right? It would be 1269. So let's get the answer. So the answer comes to 2275. Whichever is the highest NPV here, okay, whichever is the highest NPV here, you have to take that. The highest NPV seems to be this number. So select the project which has highest NPV but within the available capital. Okay, so within the available capital, whichever has the highest NPV, selected. So individually if we see, B seems to be great, but when you the combination of C plus E which is possible, that seems to be the best. Hence, so you can choose this option. The suggestion would be, it is better to invest in both projects C and E. Okay, so that's about the concept here. So in trial and method, we have arrived at C plus E. So no other combination is possible here. You can't add anything else. B and C, if you add, it crosses 3750, which is higher than 3500. B and E, if you add, it comes to 3600. Again, it crosses the limit of 3500. The best combination, or the only combination available, is C plus E, because to put together it crosses only 3350, which is lower than the 3500. Okay, so that's about the concept here. So with this we can end this problem. So this problem is a very nice problem. It tells us the PI method as well as the trial and error method. Okay, so be very careful. If the question requires or tells that the project is divisible, use PI method. If the question tells you it is not divisible, use the trial and error method. Okay, so that's about this question. We'll move on to the next question.